Hi, I'm Dave Cathy, the Food Dude, here in the Oklahoman studios. Today, very special guests, Kent and Shannon Rollins, cowboy cooks, not chefs, right?
No, never been a chef.
You answered a cookie, but never to chef, right?
No.
Well, the reason you're here, brand new book, A Taste of Cowboy. Very good stuff. Congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you so much, my friend. It's a long process, labor of love, truly. You know, there's been a lot of firewood burned up in that and a lot of country scene before it come there, but we're blessed. We're so proud to have it out there.
Well, it's a unique deal, and thanks for driving up all the way from Hollis, Oklahoma. The pride of Hollis, Oklahoma, right here with us today.
If it's raining at home while I'm gone, then they're proud of me.
That's right. You'll get the credit.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. You made it rain. That's good. So this is a process, isn't it?
Yeah.
Take us through a little bit. What's it like writing a cookbook?
Go ahead, Shan.
It was completely different than we thought. We had a really great team with Houghton Mifflin Harcourt in New York, and it was about 2.5 years from start to finish.
Wow.
You pitch the book, you know, the ideas that we had and some of the recipes, and then from there it's a back and forth editing process and putting together the pictures. But I think at the end of it, it was well worth it. It's an awesome book, full color. And it just kind of tells our story and the story of the West and, and the chuck wagon.
That's right. Well, you guys are, in a way, you're historians. You know, you're kind of keeping alive a piece of the past for us. Take us through, kind of the inspiration for that and what it actually entails.
25 years of building fires.
Yeah, you know, when we were in New York the first time to meet with publishing companies, and we have a great publishing agent, and it's all new and different to us, you know, it's sort of like a fish out of water, and I don't mind going anywhere and I'll visit with anybody in the world. But sitting on an airplane there right before we got ready to leave, tears run down my face a minute, and I looked at Shannon and I said, 25 years of blood and smoke, sweat, you know, and ain't no telling how many hours of just being in some of the worst conditions in the world when you're in Mother Nature's kitchen, but also some of the best that has the greatest view in the world, you know. But it was truly a labor of love, something that we just, when it comes from the heart and you put it out there, you know it's going to have great benefits. And that's what cowboy lifestyle's always been.
And I don't think people realize, around Oklahoma, we're a little more used to it, but people don't realize that these cowboys are still out there working cattle for it to get from pasture to blade. And so I think that was kind of eye-opening for some people that we hope to share.
Yeah, because this didn't come out of just an idea, hey, I think I'll do this someday, right? You grew up doing this.
Yeah, I was very fortunate, raised, cowboy ranch in a farm community, and my dad always told us, if you're going to be a cowboy, you better have 23 other professions, you'll starve to death, So we did a little everything, but cowboy was the root. We're truly blessed in Oklahoma. I still think Oklahoma has some of the greatest values in America, and being raised ranch and rural, them things were instilled in me, and I got to work around old timers and old cowboys that were, like giant oak trees to me, and they set really good examples on how you treat people, livestock, everything, but a very polite bunch of people. You know.
Hard-working folks.
Oh, yes.
So they need good food and they need good stories, which you also supply, correct?
Yeah, I've always been one that would tell a story. Some people might have called it something else, But,
it always starts with, you ain't gonna believe this.
Yeah, that's the difference between it and a fairy tale. A fairy tale is a little different, once upon a time,
Right.
But I made a D in speech class in high school, because I didn't like to get up in front of people and talk. But we probably drove, on the average, we'll drive 25, 30,000 miles a year, going to catering or events or ranches or here, there, and yonder. And I'd get to telling Shan some of these stories, that these old timers had told me when I was 7, 8 years old. And she said, you have these wrote down? And I said, no. She said, we get home, and this is a long time ago, she said, you're going to start writing a blog. And I said, I can't spell blog. I don't need a blog, but I enjoy writing, and she's such a great editor. For a long time, I'd get aggravated at her because I'd write something I thought was pretty good, 1,500 words, and when I got it back, it was like 3.
I like where this is going.
But no, it's the cook is, on a ranch especially, the cook was the most important person out there as far as if a crew was staying any length of time, because you feed a crew really well, they'll work well, and it becomes family. And a lot of times when we're out there so long, they're like me and Shannon's kids, because when they come in there to that chuck wagon to eat 3 meals a day, we treat them like their family. But there's that same etiquette and same code that's always been around chuck wagons and cowboys, and it's a very great camaraderie. And the circle of cowboy life really on ranches, it'll amaze you, because you'll be on one ranch where you meet somebody new, but he knew somebody you cooked for in South Texas. You know,
small circles.
Sure,
Right.
yeah, you're right, right. That's amazing. And you mentioned it. You guys do a lot of catering, right?
Yeah.
You do a lot of caterings, and then I know you also do the class. Talk a little bit about that opportunity for folks.
Well, we teach what we just call Red River Ranch Chuck Wagon Cooking School, and I did them on the road for years, way back in 98, 99, and got approached one time, hey, you ought to do these at home. Well, the Food Network got a hold of it, and Roker on the Road come down and did a little special there, and we started having them at home twice a year, March and usually October, sometime first week in November. But we've had people from London, we've had people from all over the United States, and I think the thing that amazes people the most is they didn't know life could be so simple. They didn't know that you could step out of that old cowboy teepee at 5 o'clock in the morning and look up, and the stars were close enough you could touch.
That's right.
You know, but they learned to survive without cell phone, without computer. We had a lady give her dad a gift for his retirement to come to cooking school. He's from Minnesota, wasn't he? And he'd never been camping in his life, worked in a cubicle every day of his life, you know. And he said, I don't know how to camp, I don't know how to cook, and I don't have any friends.
And by the end of it, I think he had all three.
Well, of course.
So.
Yeah, if you cook, you're going to have friends.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know that's the truth.
Yeah.
You know, if you, like we say in the book, the difference between good food and great food is just who you share it with.
That's right. Yeah, I think that's valid. So the book is out. It came out on last Tuesday. You're going to have a book signing coming up here on Sunday in Oklahoma City. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Go ahead, honey.
So the signing will be at the Quail Springs Mall, I believe at 2 p.m. on this Sunday, and I'm sure as you've kind of looked through it, it's the recipes in a cookbook are a given, but we wanted this to be so much more than just recipes.
It definitely is too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is a little bit like a campfire, a campside companion.
Yes,
That sort
yes.
of, keep it by your lantern.
Yeah.
And that way, if you don't have a good cowboy storyteller and poet like Kent available, you can just go check it out right there in the book.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many people have asked, this is a coffee table book. You know, I may not cook out of this, but I'm going to read it and I'm going to look at them pictures all the time. And that's what we wanted to reflect in it. Sure, the food, but when you open it up, we wanted you to be able to smell that coffee boiling, to see them cowboys bringing in a bunch of horses early one morning, and to see the simple way of life that's out there, that's been there for many years, just people thought maybe it didn't exist anymore.
Well, very good. Well, thanks so much for coming by
thank you,
today.
brother.
It's a pleasure.
The book is A Taste of Cowboy. The book signing is Sunday over at 2 o'clock, Barnes & Noble.
Yep.
Thanks so much for coming by.
Oh, thank you, my friend.
you.
It's a pleasure.
You bet.
Thanks.
You bet.